video, I'll be showing you how to troubleshoot some of the VM limits on throughput and IHOPs. Currently, I have a SQL Server running. I'm going to put some stress on the SQL Server, and then I will go, and then we'll see if there is any try to simulate a real world workload. All right, here goes my old stress test. It will take a few minutes to get that kicked off. All it does is it's going to do a cross drawing and then do an insert into a table, and then we'll see something. See if I can generate a normal workload to hit the throughput limit. I do have a small machine here. It is a B2. It looks like it. I have about half. I've definitely hit the 15 megabytes per second throughput limit. And do have 4 metric that are running in the background just to kind of to get an high level view. These are metrics. I have the VM cache bandwidth, VM cache IHOP, and the VM uncached bandwidth. The way you add a metric is you come down to add a metric, and then you would just select the metric you're looking for. The fourth I would usually select is the VM uncache and VM uncached bandwidth for consumption and VM uncached IHOP consumption. I know my storage is currently set up as uncached, so I'll definitely hit the uncached bandwidth. This will take a few minutes to hit the throughput. The reason is the interval, the query interval is a little lag behind, so it'll take a few minutes to hit the 100%. I did a test run earlier. I did see 100%. So usually, due to the fact that the query is a little slow on the portal, you may not see it right away. What we do recommend our customers to do is run the perfInsights. And so what I'm going to do is just kick that off for 60 seconds and show you what that looks like. I'll be posting a link down below. Please visit that link to download the perfInsights. I'll be running this for 60 seconds. Here it goes. And let's see what we get back. All right, and we'll go ahead and kick off for 60 seconds. I'll let that run, and once it's finished, we'll be back. All right, it looks like it finished running for 60 seconds. What we typically, the command that you see on our website, it's configured for 300 seconds, which is about around 5 minutes. I recommend it to capture 5 minutes of data if it needed. For this demo, I just use 60 seconds. We usually just try to get a small sample size to get an idea what it looks like. So once it finishes completed, it will give you the file name and under the zip folder. So what I did was I went in and unzipped that folder. And so the folder will be located in where perfInsights is currently residing. I believe it's in C temp. And when I go into perfInsights, here it is. There it is, 376. I'll just kind of verify that. Yep. And then once you go in there, once you unzip the file, there's going to be a link called perfInsights reports. Go ahead and double click that, and this will bring up a perfInsights report on HTML, where we can run and take a look at. Right off the bat, we can look at some of the high recommendations that are set. These are some of the SQL Server best practices that should be followed for SQL virtual machines. And on SQL Server, we could take a look at some of the user configurations that's currently set, and then on any of the settings. Please be aware that you do need to have some permissions in order to see the SQL Server data to be visible on the SQL Server tab. For this demo, let's go back and just check my virtual machines metric here. And I did see that I did have a uncached bandwidth on the VM size. It does take a few minutes to get this interval to hit the 100. I do have a small VM currently, which is around 22.5 throughput. It's the B series, standard B2MS. I do see throughput is 22.5. The IHOP throughput is 1920. All right, let's just take a look quickly on the VM on the storage layer here. One thing we can click through, and I know there's a 4-disk on the server. All my disks are configured with uncached, so I will be using all uncached data. The first thing, my drives are actually set up between data and log file between disk 2 and disk 3 physical disk. Logical letter is F and G. In the graph here, what we can tell is I can see that just based on the log and the data file, there's a lot of IHOPS going through to um, my log drive. And then when we take a look here is um, on my physical disk F, which is let me just take a look. I think that's my data drive. I'll see a bandwidth throughput limit. Right? And we can see that there's a little bit bursting here and it just goes back, right? So this is telling me that I'm hitting the virtual machine limit. The disk itself should be a little bit higher, but I can only go up to what the VM is allowed to have, and then we'll go back to what is set. So we can see that it will definitely impacting our virtual machines. You can see all these flat lines here, right? So just there's a little burst, and it comes back and goes down to 22.5 megabytes per second. All right. Well, this is a quick look at how to use perfInsights. What I'll do is in the video, I'll please visit and download the perfInsights for your next troubleshooting steps. Thank you.